Every day, around 800 million vehicles introduce around 7 billion liters of fuel. To keep gas stations around the world full of this flammable liquid is an incredibly complex and potentially dangerous job. Ever wonder how gasoline is made? We toured the U.S. oil industry in Texas to discover how gasoline is made from crude oil. This is one of the most powerful places in the world. Drilling has been done here since 1894, but it wasn't until 1901 that the oil industry took off, when the drilling company suddenly tripled U.S. oil production. Since then, almost 60 billion barrels of oil have been extracted from the soil of Texas, and if the oil companies calculate correctly, there is a reserve of about 10 billion barrels that have not yet been extracted. Oil is not only the main fuel for the automotive industry, but it also provides us with 50% of the energy we need from petrochemical derivatives. They are also basic to most everyday products, such as asphalt, plastic tires, as well as cosmetics and pharmaceuticals. The sticky, smelly liquid they are looking for is crude oil, which is the raw material for making gasoline. Oil is very deep in the earth. Tens of millions of years ago, plants died and small sea creatures fell to the bottom of the sea, and food that was covered for centuries. The mass of organic material underwent a chemical transformation thanks to the action of heat and pressure over 250 million years. Afterwards, they were transformed into one of the most important energy sources in the world. Black gold smells like rotten eggs, but it also smells like money, lots of money. On this hot morning, the team that is starting its work, which consists of drilling a new well, each month more than 2,000 new wells are dug in Texas, and together more than 900,000 barrels of crude oil are extracted per day. Producers such as Occidental Petroleum make an average of a new well a day for the workers. This hard, noisy work in the sun is like any other day at the office for others. After identifying possible underground oil and natural gas deposits using seismic technology, the drilling site is selected. The productive crude oil goes to the refinery where it is modified to make gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other products. But finding oil and extracting it from underground is only half the challenge. You also have to get to the oil in this area known as the thermal basin. Crude oil is located at a depth of up to 4,000 meters, trapped inside rocks that are 542 million years old. To get to the oil, they use huge engines to make a big diamond tip plunge sink into the ground, but the friction creates a lot of temperature, and to cool the cutting head, you have to constantly pump water under pressure into the hole, so the water takes the remains on the surface in the form of mud. It is noisy and very dangerous work. They have to do the pressure, the correct drill. If it's too little, you won't be able to cut it. If it's too much, it will break. There's a risk of gas emanations that could cause catastrophic explosions. 5 meters per hour. This arduous task must be repeated every 2 hours, 24 hours a day. With luck, they find the oil at the beginning. The pressure of the trapped oil makes it pass through small holes in the tube and rise to the surface. But this natural pressure does not last forever. So the oil keep going out. You have to use a plunger pump for deep wells. The circular movement of the flywheel becomes a vertical movement, and as if it were a huge metallic syringe, it absorbs oil to the surface. The fluid from each well comes out through a tube, and tubes from all wells feed a main line, which leads to a gas disposal vessel. The fluid contains hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and natural gas, which must be extracted. These pumps serve to collect the black gold from Texas. But these oil explorations are far from where the crude oil is needed for a series of pumps to put it in a pipeline through which it will travel 1,000 kilometers to its destination. This is the largest oil refinery of the United States, with more than 8,000 kilometers of metallic pipes covering 10 square kilometers. This plant can refine more than 562,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The noise is so deafening that the factory's 4,000 workers wear more than 1 million earplugs a year. Refining oil from around the world, crude oil contains a mixture of hydrocarbons, each of which has a different number of atoms. Of carbon, these hydrocarbons have a different weight. The lightest is propane, while the heaviest is used to make asphalt. The equipment removes and treats hydrogen sulfide into sulfur that a local farm buys to use as fertilizer. After to heat the crude more than 370 degrees, it is pumped to the base of the tower, and the steam rises as if it were boiling water. When cooled, the molecules condense. First, the heavier asphalts go to the bottom. The lighter molecules, gasoline and kerosene, continue to rise until they, too, condense, and can be extracted by means of a siphon. From every 191 barrels of crude oil, 88 liters of gasoline are extracted, 48 liters of diesel, about 26 liters of kerosene, almost 7 liters of propane, and 32 liters of other products such as lubricants and plastics. This plant produces enough gasoline for a car to make 770 round trips to the moon and back. The fuel is tested in an old engine that will verify its ability to detonate. Detonation inside an engine happens when the fuel spontaneously catches fire. When compressed in the cylinder of the engine, then the laboratory can return the data obtained to the refinery. To correct mistakes in mixing and making sure it's perfect, here goes huge tank trucks. But filling up a tank truck is more dangerous than filling up a car's gas tank. A failure to load or unload the truck can end in a serious explosion. The metal body can generate sparks due to static electricity, so the first thing it does is put a cable as a ground and activate the sensors to protect against possible overfilling. A second tube, known as the vapor recovery tube, absorbs the vapors emitted to prevent about 4 million liters of gasoline being dispersed into the atmosphere every day, are transported to the port's gasoline tanks. After pouring gasoline into the huge tanks, it is ready for consumption. If you liked the video, leave your thumbs up and share it with other people who might be interested. Also subscribe to this channel by turning on notifications to continue learning. I hope to see you in a next video. See you soon.